morning, students. How's everything going? So, I assume everything is going well. Welcome back in English class. And, students, today I have a very interesting question to discuss with all of you. That why exactly do we need to write a diary? Have you ever written a diary in your life? Have you ever recorded your instances, your feelings, your emotions, your grievances in your diary? No? So, exactly, let me ask you, what is the importance of diary writing for all of you? So, you would ask that we all have friends to talk. I can share my feelings, my problems, my emotions with my friend. So, why exactly do I need to write a diary? So, what is the use of that? Even my friend can guide me, he or she can give me proper advice, I can take the proper guidance from my parents. So why exactly shall I write a diary? So let me tell you what is the importance of diary writing. So students, by writing down your grievances, your problems, your questions, you'll be able to read through them and even think through them more and more clearly. You know, with a diary, you don't have to keep everything bottled up inside. You don't have to keep everything inside you. You can express your feeling, work through your thoughts and problems with your own words. So you can express everything in a beautiful way. If you are writing a diary, you can express everything by heart. And now we are going to read a chapter related to this diary factor, this diary writing. We are going to read an extract from the story from the young girl, the diary of Annie Frank. We are going to read an extract which has been taken from his autobiography, or we can say from her handwritten diary. And you know, it's so inspiring to read about her. Let's find out. So, students, let's discuss a very important chapter from our syllabus, the diary of a young girl, from the diary of Annie Frank. And let me tell you what is the story behind this. So, the diary of a young girl is also known as the diary of Annie Frank, is a famous writing in the Dutch language, and it's written by a very young girl, Annie Frank. So the family, diary is written by Annie Frank during when she was in the hiding with the family during the Nazis occupation of Netherlands. So later on, the family was apprehended by in the year of 1944. But Annie Frank, she died of typhus in the year of 1945. And later on, this diary was retrieved by Meek Gees, and he gave this diary to the father of Annie Frank, Otto Frank. So Otto Frank, father of Annie Frank, was the only known survivor after the war, and he published this diary with the help of different publishers, and still now this diary has published in 60 different languages and it's a bestseller. So today we are going to read a short extract which has been taken from this diary, and you will enjoy after you will be enjoying when you read this chapter. So let's come on, start with me the reading of this chapter from the diary of Annie Frank. So students, we have a photo here of Annie Frank. It's written, this is a photo as I would wish myself to look all the time. Then I would maybe have a chance to come to Hollywood. Annie Frank, 10th of October 1942. So sweet of her. So before you read, it's written, Annie Lee's Mary, Annie Frank, 12 June 1929, February, March 1945, was a German-born Jewish girl who wrote while in hiding with her family and four friends in Amsterdam during the German occupation of the Netherlands in the World War II. It was a time of World War. And what was the time period when Germany German was occupied by the Netherlands, and neither everybody, the family was in hiding. Her family had moved to Amsterdam after the Nazis gained power in Germany, but were trapped when the Nazi occupation extended into the Netherlands. So they were trying to hide, and they were trapped in that house for 2 years. As persecution against the Jewish population increased, the family went into the hiding in July 1942 in hidden rooms in her father Otto Frank's office building. So they were in the hiding for 2 years. All the family members were there, and they hid themselves in the Otto Frank's office building. Otto Frank is the father of Annie Frank. After 2 years in hiding, the group was betrayed and transported to the concentration camp system, where Annie died of typhus in Bergen-Belsen within days of her sister Margot Frank. So Annie Frank, she died of typhus, a disease. Her father Otto, the only survivor of the group, he returned to the Amsterdam after the war ended. The war was over, and he took action to have it published in English under the name of Diary of Young Girl. So the diary was given to Annie Frank for her 13th birthday and chronicles the events of her life from 12 June 1942 until its final entry. It was on 1st August 1944, and it was eventually translated from its original Dutch into many other languages. I told you it was translated later in 60 other languages, and it became one of the world's most widely read books. There have also been several films, televisions, and theatrical productions, and even an opera based on this diary. So it's really a very big achievement for anyone. Described as the work of mature and insightful mind, the diary provides an immediate examination of daily life under Nazi occupation. So here in this diary, Annie Frank has described her daily feelings, her emotions, how she was feeling at that moment when she was hiding with the family for that whole 2 long years when nobody was there and she was all alone by herself. Annie Frank has become one of the most renowned and discussed of the Holocaust victims. So the meaning of Holocaust, students, Holocaust means destruction, a kind of slaughter on a mass scale. Especially it was the Holocaust, she was the Holocaust victim of Second World War, the Jewish when they attacked. So she was the victim of Holocaust. Okay. So the chapter we have here, it's starting from a moment, so where that Annie Frank, she is already just trying to start her diary, and she really don't have any idea how to start a diary. So she wrote, writing in a diary is really strange experience for someone like me, not only because I have never written anything before, but also because it seems to me that later on neither I or nor anyone else will be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old schoolgirl. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I feel like writing, and I have an even greater need to get all kinds of things off my chest. So, what exactly she was trying to write here? She said that it's strange and unusual for me, for the people like me, to write everything or whatever I want to write, my feelings in and experiences in this diary. So because why it was the first time that she was doing it, she was trying to do this. She feels that because she thinks that in the future no one would be interested in reading my diary, or no one would be interested in reading a young school going girl's past. She thinks that later even she herself will not be interested in reading it. But then she puts these thoughts away and decides that she should write if she feels like doing so. She feels the need to write because there were a lot of thoughts she had been holding on to lately, and she needed to get them off her mind. So many things were there. She had bottled up so many things inside her, and now she really wanted to get rid of that emotions, that feelings. So she was in the dire need to write a diary. So it is known that writing one's thoughts act as therapy. You know that she makes the decision of writing a diary because she was direly in the need of writing that diary. Paper has more patience than people. I thought of this saying on one of these days when I was feeling a little depressed and was sitting at home with my chin in my hands, bored and listless, wondering whether to stay in or go out. I finally stayed where I was, brooding. Yes, paper does have more patience. Since I'm not planning to let anyone else read this stiff backed notebook, grandly referred to as a diary, unless I should ever find a real friend. It probably won't make a bit of difference. Now I'm back to the point that prompted me to keep a diary in the first place. I don't have a friend. So later on she explains that the she feels that paper has much more capacity to absorb thoughts than people. So you can write whatever you want to write on a paper, and that paper would not exclaim or would not cry or would not complain regarding that what you have wrote, how many things you have written, now it's enough. So paper would not complain ever and ever. So people have low patience levels, but a piece of paper, being a non-living thing, would not refuse from absorbing her thoughts, how many grievances, your problems, questions you can write. You can pour out everything. You can pour out your insight on a paper freely. So this realization came to her one day when she was feeling more sad and confused than usual. So she was buried just on in her own thoughts and feelings. She could not even decide whether to go out or stay at home at that time. When she finally decided to stay at home, and she sat being depressed and in deep thought. Again, she thought that paper had more patience, and she decided to write everything that came in her mind. Why so? Because she did not intend on making someone read it unless she found a real friend. The real friend, she meant a friend with whom she could share all her secrets, just like she now was sharing all her secrets with her diary, just like a real friend. The author then comes back to the point then where she thought of beginning to write. It's because she is lonely and she has no friend to talk to. Let me put it more clearly. Since no one will believe that a 13-year-old girl is completely alone in the world, and I am not. I have loving parents and 16-year-old sister, and there are about 30 people I can call friends. I have a family, loving aunts, and a good home. No, on the surface, I seem to have everything except my one true friend. All I think about when I'm with friends is having a good time. I can't bring myself to talk about anything. But ordinary everyday things, we don't seem to be able to get any closer. And that's the problem. Maybe it's my fault that we don't confide in each other. Maybe. So, in any case, that's just how things are. And unfortunately, they are not liable to change. This is why I have started the diary. So, confide means to tell personal things, private, to a person, to a person that one trusts. So she then she is explaining here that why she feels the need for a friend, why exactly she is in the dire need of a friend. She feels that no one is going to believe that a young girl like her is so alone, which practically she is not, because she has a loving family, caring one, near about 30 people that can be called friends. She has so many people there. So this depicts a clear picture of a happy family But the one thing that lacks in her life, one thing she really needs by heart, is the presence of a true friend. She's surrounded by so many people in her house. 30 people are there. Her father, mother, sister, everybody is there. But she do not have a true friend with whom she can share everything. She does have a good time with friends. They talk about stuff, but not real stuff. Your feeling, your real emotions, what exactly from the core of your heart you want to share. So that is actually on going on in their lives. So despite trying hard, they are unable to get closer. She feels that maybe it's her who is not able to trust anyone with her private stuff. And to trust anyone with her private stuff, and she is not able to come any close to her friends. So she is blaming to herself that I am not able to believe to anyone. She feels that the current situation cannot be changed, and thus she needs to write her feelings in the diary. As she was not able to believe to anyone, she don't think that here she is having any one good friend, so she is thinking to note down everything in her diary. To enhance the image of this long awaited friend, in my imagination, I don't want to jot down the facts in this diary the way most people would do. But I want the diary to be my friend, and I'm going to call this friend Kitty. So, usually, when someone is writing in a diary, they list down all the facts about them in a formal manner. So, they're following the proper formal criteria, which the author does not want to do because she's thinking this is my own diary, it's my wish. And this is because she wanted to give her need for a friend a shape, and thus she just decides to name the diary as Kitty, just like a real friend. So students, today we have come to know that why exactly Annie Frank started writing her diary, what was the need, what was the situation, and why she was direly waiting for someone, and exactly what is the reason behind that she named her diary as Kitty. So students, today we have done the half of the reading of the chapter from the diary of Annie Frank. I hope you all have enjoyed it, and I hope you all have got the inspiration to write a diary later on in the future. If you really want to note down something important that is going on in your life, or that already has happened in your life, you will love to enjoy that precious moment by writing, by mentioning the date, time, and everything in your diary. So students, do well in your life and try to do more and more hard work. Try to pay attention more and more. Try to strive for your goal more and more in your life, and stay healthy, stay safe, keep inside your house. Thank you.